Happy 2023 and all the other greetings. I had to improvise the route to go back to Germany because the hotel I usually stayed in Arad was fully booked. Therefore, I decided to go in what I can only describe as the most Baroque city in Romania. It's known as Oradea. The history of this city is, mostly Hungarian. We only owned this city for, the last 100 years, I suppose. It is a border town between the region known as Transylvania and Hungary, a status kept after Romania was unified in 1918. The river Crișul Repede passes through Oradea, and alongside its two brothers, known as Crișul Alb and Crișul Negru, formed the region in Transylvania known as Crișana. While the area was generally inhabited since the Neolithic period, the first mention of the city is in 1113, where it was under the... Varadinum. I don't speak Roman. The citadel of Oradea is one of its oldest buildings, though sadly because it was dark and I had to go the next day, I couldn't film it. This colored image will have to do for now. That citadel also meant that war was pretty frequent in the region, usually between the Ottoman Empire and the Habsburg monarchy. The city was almost wiped out at the end of the 17th century, but once the Ottomans were beaten back, the Habsburgs decided to reconstruct in the 18th century Oradea, and they did it in the Grand Baroque style. That reconstruction continued up until the early 1900s, with most of the city center being built around that time period. I've seen quite a few squares in Romania in different cities, but this one definitely takes the cake. Not surprisingly, it's known as Union Square. But then again, Transylvania as a region was always more rich in historical buildings than the rest of Romania was. The mayor of Oradea really did a spectacular job of Union Square, but there is one thing I will criticize. Having a statue of Ferdinand the Unifier in Union Square. Sure, I get the historical context, but it just feels, rubbing it in the face of the previous occupants of the town. By that I mean the statue was erected when the majority of the population was Hungarian. Walking around the city and reading about its historical context, I can now understand why Hungary was not very pleased when Romania got the city. Leaving all this bad blood behind, Union Square is host to two very distinct but very beautiful Baroque churches. The first of which is the Greek Catholic Cathedral of St. Nicholas. It was finished in 1803 and the roof had a tendency to catch fire because it burned down twice in 1836 and 1907. The current Baroque tower roof was finished by Giovanni Quai in 1912. The cathedral part of it is only in name because it became a parish church in 1948. Curiously, Greek Catholic liturgy didn't take place for another 57 years. I assume some fancy men from the communist regime had a hand in that. The other one is known simply as the Moon Church. It was consecrated in 1832, the name coming from a mechanism installed in the spire in 1793 during construction, which shows accurately the phases of the moon. As opposed to its Catholic cousin, this one is an Orthodox church, which served as Oradea's cathedral from 1920 until 2012, when a new one was built. Still in Union Square, we also find the Black Eagle Palace, an elegant secession-style covered shopping gallery dating from 1908. The name comes from that black eagle stained glass you see right there in the middle. Across the street from the square we find the palace of the Greek Catholic bishopric, and even though it looks stunning now, it's still under reconstruction as it suffered a devastating fire recently. Hopefully one day it will be open for visitors. Topping off the Union Square we have the Oradea City Hall. This is not a Baroque building, but neoclassical, completed in 1903. With a panoramic clock tower being built right next to it. You don't have a good angle there, let me adjust the picture. That's a bit better. That tower goes as high as 50 meters, and at the top of it you have quite a nice panoramic view of the city. Sadly, it was closed when I was filming. I was also hoping to film a tram going through Union Square, just to mention the fact that they use the same tram models as in Vienna. A bus replacement service was running instead. We're going across the Crișul Repede to explore a bit the other side of it. This side is more renowned for its Baroque, Art-Nouveau, secessionist-style buildings, one of which was the former Starel Palace, now known today as Hotel Astoria, and the hotel I actually stayed in. This is not a promotional material for the hotel. I just thought it looks neat. What's even neater is the building next to it, known as the State Theatre. The building style can be described as eclectic. It's got neoclassic, neo-Renaissance, neo-Baroque elements to it. And from it you can walk on Calea Republicii, widely regarded as one of the most beautiful streets in Romania. It also serves as the main shopping street of the city. On it we can find a beautiful example of Art Nouveau, known as the Moscovitz Palace, finished in 1905. Its balcony railing is made out of wrought iron and the facade is a nice, colorful blue. A fitting building to resemble the resilience of the city and the colorful future it has ahead of it. I hope you enjoyed this little brief tour of the city. It was much better than I imagined and I should have planned more time filming it. There are still a few things I need to cover whenever I have the chance to pass through again. But for now, I must continue my journey westwards. Until next time.